joys of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. One star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. A music podcast for the culture, Wild Wild Thoughts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Wild Thoughts podcast. Got to take a little quick break last week. We had some stuff we was working on. What up, McFly? Girl, when you getting on with this? You promised you was going to get on, and I ain't seen your behind since. Hit me up. We got a schedule to get you on because we want to talk about all this stuff. She is like literally like the culture cultivator in Atlanta, and she interviews everybody. She's at all the events. So, I want you to tap in with us, McFly. Super dope person, great interviewer. So, yeah, we got to get you on with this. Girl, I ain't finna argue with you over the air, but I inboxed you a couple of times, and you never responded. Don't start acting like them Atlanta folks now. What up, Shannon? Good to be back. You know what I mean? Shannon was like, I know y'all doing a show this week. So I was like, yeah, we definitely, we got a whole lot to talk about. Well, let's start with something good, light, and fresh, man.
What would that be?
I just watched the E40 Tiny Desk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Instant Tiny Desk classic.
Yeah. And he had a long one too, because it was like damn near 30 minutes versus a lot of those 13, 15-minute joints.
Yeah, McFly said, I definitely want to tap in, period. Let's work. We can do whatever you want to do, monthly update or whatever. Yeah, we got to do something, baby girl. You got to come in and let your presence be felt. We need you on here. Yeah, Shannon, that Tiny Desk was, first of all, bow down, kudos to his band. Yeah, that was one of the best bands I ever heard on Tiny Desk. Those dudes were tight. And they just had a great sound. You could tell they play together a lot too. But they had a great sound, and I'm trying to figure out. Me and V-Ray was talking about what that vocoder, the handheld vocoder or handheld talk box dude had. That was super dope. Yeah. You know what I liked about it? A lot of those songs you wouldn't.
Big George.
Huh?
Oh, just saw.
Oh George. Yeah. What up, George? Yeah, Silky was fire. She was. A lot of those songs you wouldn't necessarily be like, this is gonna be dope live.
Mm-hmm.
But they figured out a way to translate it, which I thought, kudos and a testament to whoever the musical director was and whoever, you know what I'm saying, put the show together, because he took songs like, think about the you and that booty, like songs like that. You probably don't think they would translate that well live. And the way they did it, man, I was like, they made these live bangers. Even how they flipped, hope I don't go back to slang and yo. They made it more like the Earth, Wind, and Fire version. Right. You know what I'm saying? Than the Ant Banks version that that was produced. Like, and he had, you forget how many hits E40 had, how many records. Because he still didn't, there was a bunch of records he still didn't do.
Right. And shit, he went back to 93, I think?
93, yeah, he went to 93. But there was still a lot of like E40 smashes that he didn't get to do.
Yeah, I'm just saying this catalog is so damn deep, bro, to span 30 plus years.
Yeah. A vast catalog, man. And so that I was very happy to see that. I was refreshing. And, shout out to E40, because you could see his performing prowess in that, his breath control, how clear his voice sounded, how he, because E40 used a lot of breath, a lot of words. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he just was like, professional, man. He's a pro. He's an old school pro, and you could tell just the way, like I said, the clarity of how he came through on the mic. You didn't feel like he was getting out of breath. It was a good time all around, man. And like you said before we went on the air, knowing with the Tiny Desk concerts how soft you have to play for them to make it still feel that dynamic, knowing the parameters in which they have to play around with.
Even his volume, even his performing volume himself and stuff. Yeah, all that's discipline, man. That's exactly
discipline. There you go. And I was like, damn, man, he smashed that out, man. It was a really good tiny desk. Really felt good. I can't wait to put it on in my car, turn it up loud. You know what I'm saying? In the whip, like, cause I know it's gonna sound even better. But yeah, like what I heard, cause I had it in my headphones. I was like, this is killer, man. This is good. This is good stuff. It even made me be like, damn, we should probably do this song. We could probably do this song, do a little bit of it. You know what I mean? Like the way he was doing it.
With that band, they didn't have to back off of anything. Anything could have floated. You know what I mean?
Because he had all the elements. He had the singers, he had the guitars, multiple guitars, the vocoder, like that was very, you know, like, and even the vocoder was a background singer too. He would flip back and forth between singing. Like, it was just, hey, bro, it was good, very well put together. The MD, whoever the MD was fire. I feel like it was the keyboard player from watching it, but whoever the MD was super fire, and E40 was fire. I wouldn't have expected E40's tiny desk to be that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like maybe I underestimated him, but I wouldn't have figured his band would be that fire and be able to capture, you know, that the way they did. So, you know, that was a breath of fresh air, man. It was very refreshing. Yeah, man. Now I guess let's get to the shits.
Extra
I don't know if y'all remember when we were talking about the election. We were talking about how we didn't feel like Trump and Elon would last long as friends. I don't know if you remember that conversation.
Yeah, because of their egos, right?
Well, it's happened. The breakup, the nasty breakup, the nasty split has happened.
Yeah. And then some.
They so bitchy though. It's like both of them bitchy. You know what I mean? Like Elon leaves and start talking shit about the bill, and basically is like, hey, check it out. I ain't with it. Like basically trying to clean his hands of everything that he actually did and was a part of. Like trying to, like, that wasn't me, that was them. You know what I mean? Like, which I think is trash.
It seems like he's in the same kind of category as a lot of Trump voters and shit. Like a lot of the shit that Trump's doing impacts his company, right? The supply chain shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The chips, the stuff out of Africa that they was trying to like dog them out. What is it? I forgot that mineral or something that they use in the brains of the cars and shit like that. Plutonium or something. I forget what it is. But you know what I'm saying? Now that stuff is coming home to roost, after all the money that he already lost just being a part of the administration, and then to have these things that are going to really impact his bottom line, it's like he's even caught off guard. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, bro, it's the same shit. Like voters didn't, like the Venezuelans didn't think they was going to get kicked out of the country or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it seems like some buyer's remorse at the $288 million price tag and stuff. He don't get me wrong, he enriched himself a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I think in the long term, some of the stuff that Congress is putting into the bill, that is Project 2025 type shit, and the stuff for the tax breaks for the rich and shit like that, and just a bunch of stuff is just like these things that step on his toes are just kind of a wake up call for him. Now he's like, this shit's terrible. Like none of it would have existed if you hadn't paid for old boy's ride into the presidency.
Yeah, and just it was funny because Shannon said what she missed. So basically, Elon Musk stepped down from Doge, but not only did he step down, late last night he went on like a Kanye West-esque rant on Twitter or X about Trump's big beautiful bill, and just really being very scathing about the bill and talking about how everything, and this is how he tried to absolve himself, basically like, well, all the money that I saved at Doge, which wasn't a lot or nowhere near the target number he said anyway, he's like, all the money I saved at Doge is now going to be ate up by this bill, and we're going to raise the deficit, and it's going to be the opposite. Like, you know, basically the bill is going to balloon the deficit, and everything that Trump said he was going to do is this bill is basically doing the opposite. It's a super long bill with a whole bunch of stuff in it. So if y'all want to get into it, you can look up like the the bullet points of the bill. Because like even like Marjorie Taylor Greene, excuse me, Marjorie Taylor Greene said, "Oh, I didn't even read the bill. I wouldn't have voted for it if I knew it was in that." That's literally your job.
Right. Exactly.
It's literally your job to read the bill, or at least have an intern read the bill to tell you what's in it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Shit, and quiet as it's kept, they don't even write them bills. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times the lobbyists just
the lobbyists draft them.
Bills and shit like that. They just sponsor them.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise she didn't do it. I mean, it's a damn shame, but you know.
Yeah, but I knew this breakup was coming, especially when the Tesla started tanking. When Tesla started tanking, I knew it was just a matter of time, because his board was starting to be like, look, you got to make a choice, or they was going to squeeze him out. You know what I mean? Like, and they said, even now, they said they having a hard time selling Teslas. They having a hard time getting them out now because he's damaged the brand so much. Right. Like, think about it. You think about the amount of, like, what you would call everyday blue collar people that he affected with all those mass firings and getting rid of all those federal workers. And it's like literally he went and fired his target demographic for his cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like he literally went in and just killed his market share of the people that are specifically supposed to buy his cars.
Yeah. That's shooting yourself in the foot at the $1 billion level.
Yeah. You know, so I'll be interested to see what's, you know, going to happen moving forward between the two of them, because, you know, Trump like a good feud, Elon like to be a little messy, so
they're both petty,
both very petty. And then Trump is already up in arms because they've been calling him Taco. You seen that?
Yeah.
Call him Taco. Like, it's Trump funny that all the shit that set him off is a nickname. What he do to everybody is like, that's all y'all had to do is give him a nickname.
Yeah.
So for those of you don't know, Taco stands for Trump always chickens out.
Oh, chickens out. Okay.
Trump always chickens out. So that means anytime he did all this big talk about the tariffs and the war in Ukraine and all that stuff, they say he always backed down first. And for some reason, this nickname has set this man off in a way that I didn't even see him set off when he was, you know, charged with a federal crime. It didn't bother him as much as being called Taco.
See, I hope that doesn't trigger his ass to do something way overboard just to prove how much of a big boy and a brave boy he is and shit. Like, I'll fire these nukes. Don't talk shit. I'll fire.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm saying, I'm not joking. It's like, now Donald, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna have to talk his ass off that ledge. Like, yeah. So anyway, it's fucking terrible that I mean, I love it that all the memes that I saw after the Taco term came out and shit, and somebody posted like, if Taco Bell don't fucking make a Cheetos dusty taco shell taco, they leaving money on the table.
Right. Quincy said because he used to giving out the nicknames. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, who would have thought all you had to do is give him an elementary school nickname? Because that's all it is. Like, he do it. They don't even be clever. They don't be smart. It literally be like the things you would say in elementary school. And Taco was one of those. Like, oh, Trump always chickens out. And you're like, what? Like, one dude calls him Mango Mussolini. He said all I had to do was call him chicken to get a rise. Exactly. Yeah. Like, he like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. And you know, when he called him a chicken, he could go off the rails and do anything that you dare him to do.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly how I see Trump. Like, if somebody put the wrong bug in his ear and shit, something stupid will happen, bro.
I can't believe we're even like talking about the president of the United States, right? You know, in regards to like, he's pissed about a nickname and we scared he might actually go blow some shit up because he don't want the name. And it's like, it's a real thing, right? Yeah. It's something that can actually like really happen, man. Like,
yeah, man, the fucking integrity of the country is definitely impacted by all this shit. I mean, globally and all that stuff, but just the look, the presidency, what it stands for and all that shit is like, this shit's like a mafia don has come into the presidency and shit. So everything is corrupt, everything's crooked, everything you got to look at twice. I even thought for a minute that the dust up between Elon and Trump was like theater. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
To be a distraction while something else gets passed through to make it look like they feud when they all on the same team, like an old wrestling setup. So you think the motherfuckers is all enemies and shit, and you see them all out to lunch together and shit. Like, don't you hate him?
That's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even when he announced that he was leaving, he did it from the Oval Office. You know what I mean? Like he did it. So I thought they was like gonna still be cool, but he like, I'm getting out of here, and I guess he like, I figure I got to save face, so he jumped on X and just start really going in on Trump and his bill. And
that's probably some repair, some Tesla repair. You know what I'm saying, in the long run and shit, to try to rebuild the image, although it's fucked. But that's probably the objective there. You know, I didn't know that. Well, I guess I didn't think about how those sales are down globally. I thought most times that I heard those types of reports, they were talking about in, you know, U.S. response to the stuff that old boy was doing. But I heard something earlier this evening where they were talking about how much sales were down in other countries, like Australia down 58% in sales, and somewhere else down these large amounts of loss. So I was like, damn, no wonder, you know, the board and shit was talking about like railroad them out of
because he's tanking globally.
You cut out. What'd you say?
I said because he's tanking globally.
Yeah, he's tanking globally. So I mean that in America was bad enough, I thought, but now that I hear just how much across the board the losses were, it's like, wow, man, he was really off the rails.
Yeah, man. So I you know, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on that moving forward, and you know, seeing what drama and theater comes out of that.
Yeah.
And next, I know Shannon, I know you want to talk about this damn Diddy case.
Okay. Now that I haven't been, I honestly haven't been keeping up with that one as much. So I'll be learning. I'm down to learn some shit. So fire away, Shannon.
Well, even if you haven't been following, I think the biggest thing has been the prosecution has been putting up witness after witness after witness that makes him look bad, calls into character how terrible of a person he is, shows the chaos of his life and the chaos of, you know, his everyday life and things around him. But they still haven't shown a criminal enterprise. Still haven't shown that, you know, there was a organization of crime around. Because the crazy thing is, the more people they put up, the more it's saying like he did it. He, you know what I'm saying? He did it. And, you know, Shannon, it is. I've watched a bunch of lawyers. I've watched even, I don't know if y'all remember Judge Faith Jenkins. She's been doing updates on it, the judge, and a lot of them saying the same thing. They have not shown that it's a criminal enterprise. Even the stuff with Capricorn, as bad as it makes him look, it was him doing it. They linked his business and the people that work with him.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So they linked it, but they haven't linked it to criminal enterprises. They haven't. Like everything they had so far was circumstantial. Like they said, oh, he had at Kid Cudi's house when Kid Cudi car blew up, right? They said there was a car there registered to Puffy, but they can't say who was in it. You know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. It's stuff like, yeah, it looks like he was a part of it or around it, but like connecting the dots, because that's what they said. You have to connect the dots with a RICO case. Wait till they call KK. Who was KK? So like even the people that they bought up so far, like his ex-assistants, outside of Capricorn, there was a guy that they bought up. Like all of those people, everything points to Diddy is doing the crimes, or Diddy is doing the stuff. You know what I'm saying? The MIA witness did the most damage. What damage do you think they've done, Shannon? Because like I said, I've been watching a whole bunch of different lawyers for updates, and all of them have been saying the same thing. Like they're showing that he's out of his mind. They're showing that he's violent. They're showing that there was domestic abuse. They're showing that he a freaky ass nigga. He a 69 guy. They're showing all of that, but they haven't connected, like basically him saying, hey, go out and do this crime for me. Because that's what you have to do for Rico. And they haven't connected those dots yet at all.
Well, what about the bribery that went on behind the Cassie beating?
He sent the money back. Talking about to the mom, right?
No, the money that he paid off the guards or whoever was.
So that's him. That's not part of, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's bribery, that's him. That's not a criminal enterprise. I think people need to understand it's not just proving that crimes are committed. A RICO has a very high rate of what you have to prove, right? So for RICO, you have to prove that not Diddy is doing crazy stuff. You have to prove that Diddy had a criminal enterprise doing all the dirt with him and for him.
Well, I wonder if they would try to tie the bribery shit to accounting for the company. You know what I'm saying? Kind of how they did Trump.
Yeah. So she said they shown how he would use their employment. Again, that's him. That's what I'm saying. He could use their employment. That's not proving a RICO. Like what you talking about, Shannon, is all the stuff that you said that goes to his being a terrible character, terrible boss, terrible person. But I listened to all of it, Shannon. Is right now at this point, it's not reaching what they need to prove a RICO. Like I don't think y'all understand. A RICO is how they got mob bosses and took down the whole mob. And what RICOs, what they do is all the people under, like this is how they got John Gotti. All the people under John Gotti who committed actual crimes, they all committed crimes. They like, we gonna give all of y'all either immunity or reduced sentences if you testify against John Gotti. And that means you can talk about the crimes you committed in open court. That hasn't happened yet. You understand what I'm saying? There has been nobody who got up there was like, I committed this crime in the name of ... Or these are the crimes I committed while I worked for P. Diddy, or this is what I got paid to, like that. Those are the kind of testimonies that is going to be needed to win a RICO case. And I think at this point, everybody keep thinking everything he did bad is going to add to a RICO, and it doesn't. It's like, that's why the defense is being so chill. They basically like, yeah, he did that, but it's not a RICO. That's what the defense is doing after every witness, basically. Yeah, he did that, because most of those crimes, the statute of limitation to just charge Diddy on, like, for example, a regular domestic case has passed. You know what I'm saying? So, she say his assistant would call the security guard at home on his personal phone to pressure him about the Cassie tape, and she did it on the behest of Puffy Combs Enterprise. That ain't enough, Shannon. I know you want it to be, but that ain't enough. That ain't enough to call it a criminal enterprise. Like, do you understand what a criminal enterprise means? Actually, you have to look at how they prove RICO on gangs and a mob. Exactly. If I rob somebody as a gang member, all who committed a crime in relationship to the gang can be tried as a RICO. So, exactly. That's what you need. And right now, nobody has talked about the crimes they committed as basically Diddy's gang member. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they have to, like, they need some concrete, like, I was Diddy's, basically his gang member. I did A, B, C, and D for him. And even like she said, the assistant calling, that's not Diddy calling.
But at his behest, though, that's the same. She was ordered to do it. Well, and that all that may very well be true under white circumstances. And I hate to make everything racial all the time, but there's a different burden on to convict a black person, and especially a black icon, than there are for others. So,
well, RICO's a little different though than the usual case, because you even look at, they was trying to do a RICO on Young Thug, and he had way more evidence against him, and he got off because they couldn't connect him. Like, he literally was having niggas shot and shit. Like, go look at the Young Thug case, where it looked like it would have been a slam dunk, where his shooters got up and testified against him. People who he had, called out hits on and all that had testified against him. All of them people, and they couldn't get Young Thug. Diddy stuff don't even rise nowhere to half of what Young Thug's was, and Young Thug got off. because they couldn't tie to a criminal enterprise. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's a higher burden of proof for Rico. And I understand you saying it black, but like Rico, like you literally talking about a nigga named Young Thug who has shooters on the stand and he got off because there's a higher burden of proof when it comes to the feds. Again, I think people forget all those cases that Busby was on that fell apart before this case, because those were the cases with the producer guy. I forgot his name, Rodney something. There was like a producer guy and a couple of other people who work for their cases where they were literally saying these are the things that are criminal enterprises. Those got thrown out because, you know, Busby got caught doing all these false and fake cases. Those cases were the crux of this Rico. So right now they're trying, and I know it's like 4 weeks left, but right now at this point they have not yet proven this a criminal enterprise. She said there are others on a Rico that have not been revealed yet. I bet they are going to turn as a federal witness. Well, if they did, they doing it already. And like I said, I don't think with court it's like TV where you like, haha, we gonna say the best niggas for last. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, because I think we in the week 3? We in the week 3 of the case, and it's a 6-week case. And even then, one of the biggest, like, let's go back over the biggest witness, Cassie. They basically proven that almost all the stuff that she was dealing with, going through, and I'm not talking about the domestic violence, I'm talking about the freak offs, because that was a big part of it. She was consenting to it. It's consensual. She was not only consenting to it, she was a party to it. She was complicit. She was actually helping hire the people. So then they can't use that to, because remember they was trying to use trafficking. Trafficking is gone. They even brought up a lot of the escorts, thinking they was gonna get them for trafficking for that, and the escorts end up being more for the defense, for the prosecution. Even when the escorts got on TMZ, was like, I kept telling the prosecution, I don't know why y'all bringing me up, because I don't think I'm gonna help y'all case. Because what I did, he's like, I only dealt with Cassie. I didn't deal with Diddy at all. All my money, all monies came to me through Cassie. All the bookings came through Cassie. I didn't talk to Diddy till the 4th time that we all got together. So it's stuff like that I'm like, it's more and more, it's making the defense just have to chill and say, yeah, he did all that, but that's not illegal, or the statute of limitations is up on that, but show us what the criminal enterprise is. And I think I want people to understand that emotionally you may feel that, oh, he's terrible, that like this is an easy slam dunk win, but it's not like that when it comes to Rico. Because I for sure thought Young Thug was gone after his shooter Woody got up, but pointed at him, was like, I shot such and such on at the behest of him, da, 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 da. And again, and also Diddy got the same lawyers as Young Thug have for that case as well. So, you know, I know it sucks, he's trash, and I'm not, because I don't want people to think I'm like, oh, I'm supporting Diddy and thinking that he's innocent. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm talking about in regards to the court case and what people are looking at and how Ricos are charged and how Ricos are won. So far, he's not there. Let's just watch and see how it plays out. Yeah, I will. Like I said, and this is not just my opinion. I watch a bunch of different lawyers and different judges from the outside looking in, talking about the case and what it takes to win a Rico. And all of them at this point have said, like, the defense kind of get to chill because prosecution haven't put on enough of a compelling case to say this is a Rico. And even a lot of the good witnesses they had, like Don Richards, who used to be in Last Train to Paris, a lot of the good witnesses like Capricorn. What happens is they did all the, Puffy did this, Puffy did that, and then doing cross-examination, they would just come back and be like, okay, well, here it is. After you claim that he abused you, here you are again, you asking to work with him. Here is, correspondence and text messages and emails of you asking to work with him. So basically, a lot of those witnesses have been nullified. You know what I mean? So Willie said they should have just prosecuted him not as a Rico. Would have been easier conviction. That's what I think, Willie. I think they overcharged. Like I'm saying, I think they overcharged. Absolutely not enough to charge him for a Rico. Yeah, I think they really overcharged him. But again, I think it wasn't an overcharge initially when those Tony Busby cases were still included. Because those Tony Busby cases, the dude was saying that Puffy had him going to, procure the drugs for him. He was selling drugs for Puffy. He was trafficking for Puffy. all of those things that were in that case is the one that I felt like would have made this a home run. And when that case got struck out, I think that changed the whole complexion of how they were trying this particular case. So we'll see how it shakes out. But like I said, it's interesting to watch, and it's crazy because, and I want to ask you this, V-Ray. Even if he gets off, his reputation is ruined forever. Like I don't think there's no redemption for this. There's no coming back from this. So what do you think if he gets off? What do you think the postscript of this looks like for Diddy? Well, because he an ego nigga, so I feel like he ain't gonna stop trying to be in the spotlight.
I think Puffy is cut from a slightly different scumbag cloth than like a Drake or a Kanye. So I think he would try to, like, you know what I'm saying? He got enough money to just like evaporate and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best thing he could do for himself because he's ostracized. You know what I'm saying? That's like R. Kelly getting out of jail and trying to open a daycare center. It's like, no, nigga, no, nobody's fucking with you on that shit. So just, you got enough money to just, like, you know what I'm saying? That's what the smart money is on. You're right. I mean, he has a bit of an ego, but I don't see him as much of a limelight whore as like a Drake and Kanye. So he might have sense enough to fucking just just fucking fly low under the radar, and he'll really be fucked up if Trump pardons his ass, which I know there's some talk about.
Yeah, because Trump was talking about he's going to pardon him, basically.
Yeah.
Puff has an ego like Trump.
I don't know. I mean, I see his shit on display, like, being flashy with spending money and and all that shit like that. I think that time when he was in everybody's video and all the shit that Suge was talking about had passed, and he was he's an older dude that's like, making money but not having to be out there Harlem shaking and shit as part of his brand. So I would do that. But the other thing is that since this stuff came out, these charges came out as RICO charges. Even if he beats that case, they could still come with new charges against him and shit that aren't under the RICO blanket or whatever. It hasn't reached the statute of limitations and come after him for something. So I don't know if he's going to be as scot-free as it appears if he beats this case, but that remains to be seen, man. But especially if Trump intervenes in some way and calls off the dogs and shit. But I think his brand is tarnished, like you said, forever.
Ken said he thinks the opposite of UV, right? He said if he wins this, his ego going to go through the roof. Might as well call him Diddy Trump. What up, Rod? What up, Mr. Hines? He's going to get back at everyone who spoke out against him.
I mean, he may try to do some of that shit, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just me just saying what I think he's going to do. I don't even know this dude, but you know what I'm saying? The smart money would be on shutting the fuck up.
Cameron had a really good take on it too. He was like, well, first of all, even if he gets out of this, he got to go make a whole new set of friends. And he like, and it ain't even just because of people who shunned them. He's like, basically, even if your homeboys want to come with their wives, it's like, nigga, you're not going over there. Like, I ain't know all that shit was going on. Like, he like, you can't now. So much of the count is out the bag. You gonna have to make friends who are okay with all the wild, freaky shit you did. You know what I mean? He's like, your other friends, like he like Beyonce ain't finna let Jay go kick it with. With Diddy.
Guilty by adjacents.
Yeah. Hey, Steph. Yeah. But like, I think he, like you said, I think if he has enough money after this, because I know that I heard these like kind of trials really cost a ton of money, especially if you win. But I feel like if he gets off after this, take your money, man, get your little mansion, go a little quiet,
move to another country. Like talk about villas in France, go to one now.
Yeah, go to villa in France. Go kick it with what's your man? Russell Simmons. Go kick it with Russell for a little bit, do some yoga.
Yeah.
go to Bali.
Jeffrey Epstein and shit.
Yeah, go to Bali with, you know what I'm saying, with Russ, do some yoga and clear your head and get out of it. You know what I mean? I don't think there's no like Puffy redemption, no Bad Boy redemption tour, and I think you want to try to protect the brand as much as you can that's left in regards to Bad Boy, so you can continue to make money off of that. Yeah. But I feel like the more you try to like impress upon yourself in public, I think that'll make it worse for the brand of what's left for Bad Boy.
Yeah, and then there's the civil suits that come behind this RICO case because, like you said, in open court, even his defense was like, yeah, he did that, but connected to RICO. But you know, once you confirm that shit's done, all these people that
ain't no benefit of doubt. Yeah, you can't be like, I don't know, you know. It's like,
yeah, you can't.
We got video, and he's saying he did it.
Yeah, in court, you know, on the record. You know what I mean? So those suits are just waiting to be settled at this point after this case is over because you can't defend against them. You already confessed to them. Excuse me. So there's some aftermath of that, but it may be harder to fade to black than not.
I didn't even think about the amount of civil cases that probably come out, as like you said.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like everything that he admitted to can now be admissible for civil trial, so people can really go get their checks. Like, look, he said he blackballed me. He said da 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 da. You know, yeah, that's probably like the double edge of the sword of defending himself. Like you said, I did that, but it's not RICO. But they're like, oh, but we can get your ass. We can OJ your ass.
Yeah, the lawyers are lining up like a motherfucker. I bet all those witnesses' phones are blowing up.
Heck yeah!
Like, I'll just take 10% of whatever I can settle for you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
is the lowest bidder in this case. Yeah, so that part.
Shannon said, "I'm worried about the kids." I mean, yeah, that's
grown as a motherfucker, aren't they?
Well, not the girls. The girls are like, I think they're like 14, the twins.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I have no idea what you guys have talked about so far, but I have two things I would like to talk about. What is it, Steph? Yeah, I'm worried about because the kids got caught up in it. First, because them kids was in court when they was talking about all the wild shit Cassie and her daddy was doing. I was like, I would not have them in court at all, knowing that there was a chance. If there's like a 0.1% chance any of that could come out.
Yeah.
So they like 17 now, Shannon? Damn, that's crazy. I remember they was like kid. Okay, so they like 17. Still, little girl. I don't think little girl should hear about her daddy nutting on his girlfriend titty. Like, I don't
pissing in her mouth and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what happened to Jaguar Wright? I could have sworn she knew everything. That's funny, Ken, because I actually spoke to somebody who was very, very close to Jaguar Wright, and she's basically, well, I can't really speak on it on the air, but yeah, I don't think she can really speak on that stuff anymore at this moment. I'll just say that.
Oh, Sean, shit. You got to tell, man. Hang on a second, I'll be right back.
Sean Kingston and his mama.
Shit like that, be like, I'm on next topic.
No, I'll talk about it as soon as I can, but like right now I can't because I'm literally too close to the situation to talk about it on the air. But I will talk about it as soon as I can. Stephanie says Sean Kingston and his mama are both facing 20 years in prison for federal wire fraud and John Redcorn being killed by his neighbor. Yeah, I just saw that. About the dude who did the voice of John Redcorn, and he was the Indian chief on Parks and Recreation, was killed in an apparent hate crime, but they saying it's not a hate crime, even though the guy who shot him hurled, homophobic slurs at him before he shot him and killed him.
So who's saying it was a hate crime? Did they burn their house down, all kind of shit, kill their pets?
Yeah. Them girls in school with LeBron's youngest son, they in high school. Yeah, I thought they was a little younger than that. I'm pulling the DJ head. Shannon, I promise y'all when I can talk about it, I will. I just can't at this moment because like I'm literally in the middle of like basically some dealings with her camp on some different shit. So can't fuck that up.
Dan gonna have his own tell-all soon. She touched my ass.
So let me tell you about all the execs at Sony.
Right.
Let me tell you about Charlie Walk.
Yeah.
But But I got y'all. As soon as I can talk about the whole Jaguar right side of it, I will. I just can't right now. Yeah, man, it's an interesting time in entertainment, interesting time in lawsuit world, and just super random. I don't know if y'all saw. I don't know what kind of miracle facelift Kim Kardashian mama got, but now she looked like exactly like Kim. That shit, wow. If y'all get a chance, just go look it up. Go Google Kris Jenner new facelift. It's crazy.
Damn.
In regards to the actor, it's not a hate crime. The actor was a neighborhood nuisance. It happened here in San Antonio. So what you mean neighborhood nuisance? Well, even if he was a nuisance, Shamika, if they shot him and called him, you know, like nuisance or not, if they killed him and called him, what you call that? Homophobic slurs, it still would be considered a hate crime. Even if you was hating him because he was a nuisance, you know what I mean? Like,
damn, they shot this motherfucker though. That's like,
yeah,
he must have been the worst nuisance ever, bro. They
yeah.
just roll up and shoot you in front of witnesses. Like, you can't even say it wasn't you and shit. You was mad as shit at that dude.
Yeah, they get the best plastic. Shannon, I ain't never seen one like hers though. When you talk about turn back the clock on her, and I guess they said the surgery she used was like one of the old school methods. They went back to an old school method on her. So, because you know, a lot of times people get the surgery, they face feel pulled back, or they get that real crazy little Kim look.
Yeah.
Willie said non-Texas with this new administration. That's true. That's true. They probably not gonna get him on a hate crime. You're right. Sheesh, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. The law ain't the law anymore. Everything is interpreted,
bro. And I don't know if y'all heard. I think it happened in San Diego and a couple other places. ICE is literally in plain clothes, just snatching people up off the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just
and snatching some American citizens up.
Yeah. And then they spirit them either to another state or out of the country altogether and shit. Although the judges are now kind of intervening in that piece of it, they still snatching motherfuckers though.
That's really the only thing that's holding democracy at this point is the few judges who are willing to keep hold. It's sad either way. Shannon said, V-Ray, are you shining your shoes?
I found the thing after our photo shoot this weekend. I saw how fucked up my shoes was. I was like, you know what? I'm finding one of them baking soda remedies for this shit. So yes, Shannon, I'm getting prettied up for our next photo shoot because these motherfuckers look like I walked to the photo shoot.
Right before he was murdered, he was walking down the street with the pitchfork, cussing and yelling. I'm not defending the suspect, but a lot of false stories been reported.
Well, the dude's husband said they were standing in their yard fucking tripping out because somebody had killed their dog. And the dude rolled up on him and was yelling at him from the car and shit, and then shot him and shit. But they from what I read anyway, and of course it's the internet, so take that shit with a grain of salt.
Right.
But they said that they had moved away and they came back to that house where they used to live to check for mail, and one of their pets had been killed and beheaded, and the head was in the yard. Right.
Yep.
So they were in their yard mourning or crying or whatever from discovering the dog, and dude rolled up and started yelling at him and then shot dude. So I don't know. Any way it goes, dude is dead and it shouldn't happen. But
right,
it's just fucking crazy that, and they had burned their house down or some shit. I had read as well, right?
Well, I know his house had got burned. He came home, and like you said, they said they took the skull of his pet and put it like right by the mailbox. Like somebody specifically put it right by the mailbox.
Yeah, with his brace, with the dog's brace, so they would know that it was like that nigga's Fluffy's name was on the name tag or some shit. Like, that's some foul shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Willie said I heard ICE is not a federal entity. That's why they cover their face. Yeah, ICE out here wilding. Like, it's some buck wild shit going on in this country right now, man.
I don't think if I was in an open carry state, ICE couldn't just run up on my ass, bro. I'm telling you that I've
they catch some hot ones
and shot these motherfucking masked men that ran up on my ass with no explanation and shit.
Yeah.
People got shot. That's what happened. Now, are you going to go against the Second Amendment or whatever?
Right. Stand your ground and all that.
And all that shit.
Yeah.
Or are y'all going to ride with ICE for being able to run up on me and try to deport me and shit? You can't have both. If a masked motherfucker run up, they gonna get it.
Yeah. Willie said they're not cops. Yeah, like, but they like really got the green light to be doing some wild shit.
They're like Doge to me. They're like government.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers that have not been sworn in, they haven't been voted on or approved by Congress. They just
definitely nobody filing their nails. That's V Ray. He's shining his shoes.
Can a nigga be excellent? God damn. I have to multitask, man. I'm busy.
Ken said we need checks and balances with ICE, and there is none, so it could get worse. And yeah, and I know a lot of people feel like, oh, that's just the Hispanics and the Latinos problem. But I want y'all to know, once you start infringing upon anybody's civil rights, y'all know who they coming for next. And I'll give y'all a precursor to how I know they're about to try to come for the black folks next. Because how he just sending random people to Venezuela because they look like they could be Venezuelan. He's starting to talk to African places like, it the Sudan? Sudan to be able to just send people to Sudan. You know who they try to send? You know they're gonna try to send black folks to Sudan. You know what I mean? And I mean anybody who black, if you Haitian or a Haitian refugee immigrant, anybody who's dark skinned, and that means any of us can get it. So, you know, be careful when you say, oh, that ain't our problem, because it can really become our problem, because once they start going after civil rights, they coming for black folks civil rights.
Yeah. And I posed this question before, but where are the white illegal aliens? Like where are they running up on them?
Well, they flying them in. You see, they flew the Africans in. They flying them in.
I'm talking about the illegal motherfuckers, like the Russian mob motherfuckers. And,
oh yeah.
You know
they not worried about them. They not.
I know. I'm just saying it ain't about criminality.
No, not at all. It's about being brown. Stephanie said, "Oh hell." All I heard was some scratching and tapping, and because I'm blind, my hearing is magnified. That's all I kept hearing.
No, Stephanie, don't try to play the blind card, girl. All good. I'm almost done, but damn, these shits is bright. Did you see my shoes in the photo shoot, man?
Yes, I did.
Them shit look like I've been playing soccer in them motherfuckers, bro.
Because you know them cameras magnify everything.
I know. So
they got crop all your pictures at the ankles. It's gonna look like you ain't got no feet. Crop all your pictures at the ankles.
I did. Did you see the ones I edited? This just like shins and up, nigga. Shins and up, bitches.
Shannon said, I bet not get caught in these streets. Yeah, I might. If I had that thing on me, they trying to send me Sudan. Somebody going with me.
I'm saying somebody going to heaven.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got that thing on me, and you trying to take me to Sudan?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a problem.
And you're gonna be like, poor Bob Earl, he served his country and took 2 hot ones in his ass. But anyway, yeah, it's pitiful what's going on, man. And the audacity of it.
But they definitely look better. Talking about your shoes.
You should see some befores, boy. Yeah, they gleaming now. So that shit works. And you see that shit on the internet about baking soda and dishwashing liquid and water and some other ingredients. That shit actually works. Now everything in my closet is catching a bad one.
I'm about to tell you that shit on everything.
I'll be the gleamingest nigga in town and shit.
Willie said, "I'm not going peacefully." Put it that way. Yeah. You jump out on me, and I don't know who you ain't identify yourself.
Yeah.
Bing back, bing, bing, boom. Goddamn.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man.
4th of July and that shit.
The other ingredient is vinegar. Of course, Stephanie.
Yeah, vinegar.
But yeah, man. Like I don't know, man. It's just, and I know we talk about this often, but V-Ray, like, where do we go from here? Even if you get a new Democrat, how do you come back from this You know what I mean? Because like it's almost like the line has been crossed, right? Like that the line has been crossed. The illusion of democracy and the illusion of checks and balances has been shattered.
Yeah.
So how can you come back and, you know what I'm saying? How can you come back and go back and people be like, oh, we can't do that? Like, oh, yes, we can. We just saw the last president do it. You know what I mean? Like taking a plane when you ain't supposed to take more than $20 from nobody, and you take a multi-million for the $400 million plane and some crazy shit like that. And then you get to keep it after. You like, it's like it's both of ours, but we gonna keep it at my house. Like after it's not. That's the crazy thing. It's not even Air Force One. You know, after that. Hold on, I'm disappearing like Back to the Future.
Yeah. And not only that, but it will never be outfitted as a secure Air Force One type of travel option in time for this in time for the 4-year presidency that dude is in now. It will take longer than that for the plane to be converted to something secure. Plus, something from a foreign nation will never be 100% secure in the eyes of real security people.
Yeah. All right. Stephanie said, I was listening to Cheryl Underwood on the Tammy Mack show earlier, and she was saying that Meghan McCain was trying to tell the other liberals on The View that the Democrats' problem was and what they needed to do, and they dismissed her because they felt she didn't know what she was talking about because she was a Republican and was young. Then everything she told them was going to happen ended up happening because they did not listen to her.
I can see that.
It's only been 6 months, and that's crazy. We still got 3 years and 6 months to go. That's the crazy part. And that's why I'm like, I try not to even get too deep into this shit because Trump will exhaust your ass. You will be exhausted trying to follow it, be exhausted trying to be angry, you know, like don't even, you know.
Yeah,
protect your peace, people.
Exhausting.
Protect y'all peace.
Yeah, some days I see them shits on my feed. I won't even take the bait, man. It's just, yeah.
I did an interview with a friend of mine. Yucatan. If y'all get a chance, watch it. It's called Elephant in the Room. Is the name of the podcast. Elephant in the Room. And me and Brennan Hammond, he was on Soul Food, one of my good friends. We did a podcast with him, and one of my clips went viral on TikTok because I said one thing Trump has proved to me is that America don't care about the truth, right? That's all I said. America don't care about the truth. They don't care about facts. And so many people came on like, well, the Democrats be lying. And I was like, it's so crazy. I never said Democrats. I never said Republicans. I literally said America. I literally said Americans. And people was going at my hat hard. Like, on both sides. Like, they were like, no, that's just the MAGA people. And then I was like, that's so funny that I didn't politicize it, but that's how y'all saw it. You know what I'm saying? By me just saying that Americans don't care about facts. And y'all automatically heard Republicans don't care about facts or Democrats don't care about, you know what I mean? Like we stuff
that's been the running story.
Space.
That's been the running story, the diatribe all along. So they jumped to defensive immediately, whether they heard what you said and lumped it in with what they expected you to say or not. They responded to what they expected you said and shit.
Yeah. I was like, that's so crazy. I didn't say Republican or Democrat. I literally just said America and Americans. And they start jumping on my top. It was crazy. She said, definitely don't leave your money in those institutions. Ken said, I always say anyone who runs for president needs a law or political science degree. It's amazing to me Trump can't even spell Constitution. That shows you what whiteness in America does for you. I'm ready to move to the 51st state. I can't do the president much longer. Shamika, I hear you. I feel like California should just be their own country. We got enough to run our own GDP. We got enough of our own economy to survive. Do import and exports. We own the water, so we even got, import export spots already. We really don't have to be a part of this country. We already got our own constitution.
You're gonna fuck around and wake up in Sudan. You keep talking crazy. Keep that shit up. Now, where's the disclaimer at the
bottom? Let it go.
Don't make me have to make my own video. Hey, from last night, what Dane was talking about. That shit crazy. Dane cool and everything, but that shit crazy right there. Yeah, man, it's crazy out. It's a crazy world, and it's just like Willie said. It's just begun, though, bro. Because it's like we got a long way to go with this presidency, and it's still up in the air whether he'll step down when his term is up.
Yeah, man.
He stopped saying it out loud, but Stephen, what's the dude's name? The weird looking dude. One of his advisors, the bald dude that kind of looked like a vampire.
Oh, Steve Miller.
Yeah, he's been saying though that they are still looking into options for Trump to extend his term and shit. So
yeah,
that even though we got 3.5 years left of this term, you don't know what the outcome of the next term is going to be. I mean, of the next election is going to be if we have one.
Yeah. Stephanie said they gonna show up on V-Ray's door talking about he was on there with me. He's like gonna be like, watch the video. I ain't say nothing.
I'm gonna just shoot through the door. They're gonna have to explain to me what the fuck they was even doing in my house and shit. Oh, that was ICE? Oh, damn.
Yeah, long way to go, Shamika. All right, so I know everybody want to talk about the Carter 6 is supposed to be dropping in the Clips new album. All right, I don't want y'all to kill me for this, but I am not the biggest Lil Wayne fan, so I'm not excited about the Carter 6. And I haven't been excited about Lil Wayne rapping for the last few years because he just haven't been like dope to me for the last few years. Like I feel like he got to that point of highness to where you just high and you'll never really come down. So the stuff he say ain't dope and clever to me. So I'm not excited personally about the Carter 6. I see some of y'all are, but I am very excited about Clips' new album. I'm a huge fan of the Clips. I'm a huge fan of Pusha T. Actually, even a fan of Malice, but Pusha T got more solo work out there. And speaking of the new Clips album, I don't know if y'all heard, but Universal has been trying to censor the Clips. There was a song with the Clips and Kendrick Lamar. So you know what that means. You got Drake's two biggest nemesis on one song. And Universal was like, maybe don't put that song out, or maybe don't say that on the song.
Yeah.
And the Clips end up leaving Def Jam behind it. And they now signed with Rock Nation because they was trying to stop them from putting out the song with Kendrick. First of all, why would you? That's just bad business. Your artist got a song with one of the biggest, hottest artists out right now that got some heat on them. And y'all gonna say don't put that out because we don't want to piss off Karen Drake. Like, come on.
Well, question: Did they settle this shit with those lawsuits with Drake? It seemed like I heard that they did, but
I'm not sure.
I'm wondering if that's why, because that shit is unresolved.
Yeah, Shannon. I used to get the Wayne hype. Like the crazy thing is, I recently listened to like, you know, the Juvenile BG Hot Boys era Lil Wayne. To me, he was super dope back then. All the way up to maybe 6'7", maybe up to there. And after that, he just started rambling to me. Like I just been like, what is this dude even talking about? And a lot of times I can't even understand it. That's what everything starts sounding like to me.
Closed caption at me.
Yeah. Like once it got to that point, I wasn't really, you know, a Wayne fan no more. Wayne not hungry no more. I don't know. I just think he like might got a little brain damage, man. Like, you know, you do that many drugs for that many years because he was like what, 13 years old, probably almost 40. So been doing drugs that whole time. Mm-hmm. Ain't a lot of brain cells, you know, they up there. Woo. So but I am very excited for the Clips album. Those dudes, you know, when you talk about Kendrick rapping and you talk about people rapping, the last song I bumped in Wayne was Mrs. Officer. Yeah, that's Shamika, that's all around that same kind of era, right? Like Mrs. Officer was around the 6'7" when he was like super hot, when he was like light and hot. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about the Clips album. I don't know if y'all been following. There's been like back and forth with like Joey Badass, this dude in LA named Ravon, Absol, and Joey Badass got in a room together and did like not really a battle, but kind of like a little tete-a-tete together. And I say all that to say the Kendrick Drake battle has been really good for hip hop and rap because people are actually paying attention to these songs now, which I think they probably wouldn't have, before the Kendrick Drake. Like they paying attention to these MCs, they paying attention to lyrics, they paying like people are doing breakdown videos. And Prince did a song from LA, a friend of ours. Prince did a song that got went viral going back at Joey Badass, and Joey Badass has been doing some. He's been doing some clever shit. I got to give it up. He's been doing some really clever stuff. So if y'all get a chance, just go follow. You can go on YouTube, type it in, the Joey Badass battle raps and all that, or Joey Badass Kendrick. And, they got some good songs, some decent stuff, and then some clever stuff. So, like I said, it's been really good for hip hop. And, I hope it breeds, some new kids who want to come up in that same kind of grain. And,
yeah, it definitely shines a light on lyricism.
Yeah,
a lot more, which I think for a while now, it's just been beats over everything.
Yeah, or what you call it, stylistically, like just being stylish on the beat.
Yeah, well, I guess
Yeah,
everybody's definition of style and is different, probably, but a lot of times you can see where the track might win where the lyrics may not necessarily, like if you put those lyrics on some other track that wasn't as formidable, it wouldn't hit the same,
Yeah. Well, Shannon, to your point, you say he's still not ready for the king. I think that's why Kendrick's kind of letting people like Ravon handle it, like because Ravon getting his shine off of it, and Ravon been killing. Like I seen one clip and I was like, oh, this dude is like, oh, this song is dope. It was one of his comeback songs to Joey Badass. So yeah, just go look at the battle between Ravon and Joey Badass and Prince Angeles. Those guys, it's been really dope. Willie said beats and mumbling. Yeah, that's what a lot of it was.
Right.
I blame Migos. Blame Migos, the whole Migos era after that. There was like a whole bunch of people coming out just like, oh, I don't even gotta try to make sense.
Right.
Just drink some lean and just get on the mic and say some shit.
The little Uzi Verts and them niggas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got wild. It got out of control, man.
Yeah, but you ask somebody under 21. Like I saw some like man on the street interview where they was like asking, about different era rappers. Like I forget, like say 21 Savage or KRS-One or whatever, what I'm saying? Some classic rapper or Rakim or Uzi Vert. And they was like, Uzi Vert, man, are you crazy? Like,
yeah.
They just grew up on trash. It's like eating all, growing up on candy only and shit. You know what I'm saying? Somebody show you a vegetable, you're like, get that shit out of here. Right.
Willie said, I like Ravon too. Been on him since the LA Leakers did his freestyle. Yeah, he's pretty dope.
Yeah, Ravon's dope.
I want to hear a full rap album from Chris Brown. I mean, that could be dope. He actually is a pretty good rapper.
I wonder if he writes his own shit though.
I heard he does.
Really?
Like when he raps, I heard he does when he raps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, but before we get out of here, Saturday, Wild Bunch is gonna be at Le Jardin. Come check us out at Le Jardin. It's gonna be fun. Day party vibes. Grown and sexy. Our age group, our crowd. We're gonna be up there. And guess what? Wild Bunch gets to open up for Rakim, the God. So if y'all want to see Wild Bunch, y'all want to see Rakim, come check us out Saturday at Le Jardin. The information should be posted on my Facebook page. If not, go to my Instagram, go to my stories. I have it all over. So if y'all get a chance, come check us out.
That's 1430 North Cuenca.
1430 North Cuenca. What else we got coming up? June 26th is going to be the next Wild Bunch karaoke night. The Vibe live band karaoke and game night is going to be the 26th, and the same thing as last time. Free before 9 if you RSVP on the link. It's very important that you RSVP in the link. So just RSVP on the link and you can get in for free, y'all. And if y'all friends of the show, I might even let y'all in a little after 9 o'clock. Wink, wink between me and you. So, yeah, go hit the link. Come check us out. Live band karaoke June 26th. Or come this Saturday. Check us out at Le Jardin with Rakim.
We're in Irvine on the 21st, too, at the Great Park.
Irvine on June 21st. Juneteenth celebration, June 21st. We're in Irvine. I forgot about that. Yep. Wild Bunch has been gigging, knock on wood, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, we've been on the move. So, and we appreciate everybody who's been coming out and supporting us, because that's why we've been able to keep getting these gigs, keep going, keep blowing up, getting bigger and bigger. Stephanie said, did you know that Jelly Roll used to be a rapper before he became a country singer? I actually did know that. Willie said Chris Brown and Busta. He said Chris Brown said him and Busta got an album coming out. That would be crazy. So they both did go crazy on that record on Look At Me Now.
Yeah, that's a crazy combination too.
Yeah, so that means you're gonna get some good singing hooks, some good rapping, and some good energy, and that'll be a crazy performance. Chris and Busta performing together.
Yeah.
That would be super dope.
Yeah.
Go live. All right, Shamika, I'll try to go live. I'll be trying to, I'll be forgetting, like while we there and we on stage and stuff. I'll really be forgetting. But thank everybody for joining, man. Everybody in the comments, like I always say, I love y'all. Y'all keep the show going, keep this thing cracking, keep us moving, keep us on our toes, especially Stephanie and Shannon. He said on Drink Chat, yeah, Drink Chat's been doing some killer interviews lately. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. Again, one last time, Saturday, Le Jardin, June 26th at the Dragonfly, Wild Bunch, if y'all want to come see us. And the 21st, if you're in the Anaheim area, Wild Bunch will be in Anaheim area June 21st for the Juneteenth celebration. So check us out, and I'll make sure I post all of it on our page. We actually need to make a calendar like we used to with all our upcoming dates and start dropping that on the post. So until next time, y'all, this has been Wild Thoughts. We will see y'all in a minute. Peace.
Stop the world, let me off. I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the devil doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off.